Replacing reed plates, something that's really effective, and it seems like it's a really simple thing to do, but a lot of times, first time you take apart a harmonica, it's not quite so simple. So I'd like to break it down so that it's a straightforward process. So just about every harmonica is held together with some cover plate screws. I like to put the screws, as I take them off, into a little container. Here I'm using this case. This is a brand new harmonica that I'm going to take apart. The two cover plates, and you have a draw plate and a blow plate. And it looks, the draw plate looks identical to the blow plate, unless you look at some of the finer details. And those finer details are what's going to help you put the harp back together in the proper direction. On the draw plate, the reeds are exposed. We can see them. On the blow plate, the reeds are on the inside of the harmonica. On the draw plate, the rivet pads are away from the front, whereas on the blow plate, the rivet pads are right at the front. They're right in your mouth. So this is going to help us reassemble the harp. Too tight. The problem with over tightening is that these are brass reed plates, but even stainless steel, with the amount of torque that you can exert using a screw is a very efficient way to exert pressure. You can actually take it, like if this was the screw, and as you drive it in and it goes in further, you can actually bow, or you can actually bend the reed plate and cause damage or cause an air leak. Assemble the harp. So here is the comb. The thing again about the comb, there's a front and there's a back. You'll notice that the channels on this end are really long, and the channels on this end are really short. So most people play with holes 1 to 10, holes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the left, and holes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the right. So if that's the way you hold the harp, you want to keep the longer slots to your left, long to the left, remember it that way. And the same goes with the reed plates, long to the left. Which way does this go? Long to the left. So if this is the draw plate. I know it's the draw plate 1 because the rivet pads are not facing the mouth. 2 because there's a ridge, and this is where the cover plate will click in to this ridge. There is no ridge on the opposite side. This is the comb. There's no ridge cut in. There'd be a leak if there was a ridge cut into this side. And some harmonicas don't have that. If you have a Special 20, or here's a Suzuki Harpmaster, it doesn't have a ridge cut into the slot. The cover plates just fit, and the comb is the ridge. So long to the left, long to the left. This is the draw reed plate because the rivet pads are away from my mouth. Remember, the blow rivet pads are close to my mouth, and here's that ridge on the blow side. So that's the draw plate, that's the blow plate. Now what I'm going to do to put it together is hold it with my fingers together. All you need to do is get that first screw in, and everything will stop falling apart in your hand. Okay, now you see what I did here? It didn't want to drive in. It didn't want to turn. The thread was sort of stubborn, so I backed it up until it clicked, and it wants to take that thread. I'm going to just put it in a little loose. It's pretty, you can feel it wobbling around. It's loose, so I'll just throw in the other screws. These the threads in these slots, the slot that's cut into the hole that the screw goes into, that's the thread. These are they're oftentimes cut by self-tapping screws. So it's not cut by a real tap. This is a tap. This is actually made to cut threads in brass, and as you screw it in, you see the shards of brass peel away. Went in. Now I'm just going to tighten them up. Finger. What does finger tight mean? It means this. Okay, finger tight. I'm just pushing with my fingers. The top plate has numbers, except on Seidel 1847, sorry. 1896 is Marine Band. Doesn't have numbers. And then you put in your cover plate screws. Usually the bigger, fatter ones on the bottom, and the slimmer ones on the top. And again, you find the thread. Here's a harmonica that's held together with the reed plates are held together with nuts and bolts, kind of like a Special 20. The blow plate, line it up with the hole. I'm just holding that with my finger. Draw plate. Okay. Now, okay, here we go. This is live again. Let it loose a little bit so that you can adjust your cover plate. This is so awkward. I'm working at an arm's length here. This is so weird for me. Okay. And again, you hand tighten, finger tighten, finger pressure, and then how you screw them in, how there's a thread that's been cut. Well, some of them don't have a thread. Some of them you cut yourself as you drive in those self-tapping screws in there. So what I prefer you do, it doesn't matter if you go this way or if you go that way, but I want you to start off this way because you can lie it flat to even out the pressure. You're not going to cause it to dip down. Suzuki screws. Okay, you get it going, and it cuts the thread as you go in. And now I'm exerting quite a bit of pressure. Got it started. It's popping through. And now I just want to gently screw without pushing too far. I want to exert force this way, and that'll drive it through. So now I got that screw in. I'm going to take it out and do the same for every hole. And now when you assemble your harmonica for the first time, it just goes in like butter. Okay, no forcing, no warping of the reed plate.